Okay, we're back.
I know you missed us.
We're back.
Turn my mic on.
Your mic is
Your
on.
mic is on, Pyro.
Oh, it's lit. It's lit.
Everybody,
It's a
welcome
microphone.
Pyro
You
to
don't have to
Tuesday
shout.
Talk with Mike
Oh,
and
I do.
Kayla.
I do have to shout. This is my home. This is WICR.
This is WICR. This is Tuesday Talk. My
Pyro's
No.
Power Play.
special guest, Anthony Pyro.
Hi, guys. Hi,
Everybody-
Mike's mom.
Everybody go watch Pyro's Power Play
Oh,
on
Pyro's Power Play. Wednesdays at 2.
Wednesdays at 2. I feature on it sometimes, occasionally.
Oh, sorry to those who were watching me record with Rocky.
Yes, we apologize. It's okay. I forgive you guys.
Thank you.
I'm sure my mom does too.
Thank you.
So NCAA tournament's coming up, guys. Who has their bracket filled out?
I do, and I've got Iona going all the way.
I have a little. I'm gonna do that too. I've been a little too busy to fill mine out.
That is not my serious bracket, people. Please don't judge me.
Yeah.
Michigan State's going to win the
In my
whole
family
thing.
bracket, that's probably what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna put Iona going all the way.
I
But
never have high expectations for anyone because
Every-
I'm always used to failure.
every year, this conversation comes up, and it's something that I feel kind of strongly about. What do you guys think about college athletes not being paid?
They don't need to get paid.
No?
No.
You don't think so? Kayla? 3?
You know what? Okay,
2.
so no, if they go to a tournament and stuff like that and like big time like that, or I think they should be paid or like
Well, you can't just say that. That's the problem. You can't just
I-
say,
actually, you know what? You're right. They should. And I'm gonna say, and it's all sports too, because like think of a track team. A basketball game will last an hour, right?
yes.
A track meet can last up to 15 hours. I have been at the 15 hours ones. Like, you're right. Yeah, honestly, they should
The
be
problem that arises with things like this is that there are a lot of sports. There are a lot of NCAA sports.
paid. Yeah.
And you can't pay all of the athletes. It's almost feasibly impossible to pay all of them. However, in my opinion, I believe that they should be paid.
Nope.
Student athletes should be paid.
There are so many Division 1, 2, and 3 programs in this
Division 1
country for
only.
many sports.
Division 1 only.
There's a lot of Division 1 sports in this country, and I don't think that the basketball guys should get paid because there are so many schools that just don't deserve it. I'm not paying somebody who goes to UAB, who's on a Division 1 basketball team at UAB to play basketball. I'm not paying you. If you go to Kentucky and you think you want to get paid, good. One and done. One and
See-
done. How about that? You don't need to get paid for that 1 year you're there. And also, if you're good enough to go to a major conference school to play basketball, you're going there for free. You're going there for free. You're not paying for anything. What do you need the money for? They're going to end up stealing DVDs anyways, right? They're going to steal crab legs anyways, right? If you're going to go ahead and do dumb stuff like that, you don't need to get paid. What do you need to get paid for?
Whoa.
You go to school for free. You choose to
Aggressive.
leave school
That's
a
gonna
year
sound
after.
Aggressive.
Come on now. Come on.
Aggressive.
You don't need to get paid.
Let me throw some facts at you.
They don't need to get paid. They don't need the money.
Let me
The
just drop some knowledge on you right now, Payer.
The highest paid officials, public officials in most states in the United States of America are college or football coaches.
Good. And good for them. Let them get the money. They're the ones who are doing all the work.
Anthony, once again, it's a microphone. You don't have to shout into it.
Oh,
It'll
I'm shouting.
automatically
I am
amplify your
shouting.
voice.
Maybe I should turn them down.
I am shouting.
So, in my opinion, I believe they should be paid. One, they're putting their health on the line
That's a big
for the
thing.
entertainment of all the viewers.
Nope.
2,
You make them sound like gladiators.
I mean,
for
look.
the entertainment.
Look, obviously,
They're not losing any money. I mean, they're not getting ratings money. They're not.
obviously,
people don't
no,
buy
exactly.
their-
They're
they-
not
they're
getting.
not-
They're not getting ratings
They don't.
money. It's
They
going
don't
all
sell
to the school.
merchandise. No one's
It's
selling
going-
their merchandise.
It's going all to the school that they're putting their bodies on the line for.
You can't go out to the Iona bookstore and say, "Hey, I want
It's
an
going-
AJ English jersey." That's not going to happen.
It's going all to the networks that are putting
I'm starting to agree with
these
Payer.
programs on.
Guys don't need the money. If they're going to school,
You know how
for
much
free,
money?
They
Do
don't need
you
the
know how
money.
much money?
And if everyone
the
else is getting
NCAA
paid,
tournament
good
makes?
for them. These people went to school.
Billions.
You don't just wake up
Billions.
one day and say, "I want to go. I want to
Billions
become
of
a coach."
dollars.
The coaches don't get
The
paid that
percentage
money.
of players in the United States that make it to the pros is under 5%.
They don't need the money.
All of these people in the NCAA tournament are getting airtime. All of them are making money for the schools that they're playing for and for the
So how much would you want them to make?
They can't. They just.
Not much, obviously.
Yeah.
It's not
No,
feasible
no,
to give them.
Yeah.
If they're gonna
But
get
what are you
paid to
saying?
play
Like how
college
much?
basketball,
Like how much per month?
Think about it like this. Just give them enough money so that when they're done with whatever sport they're playing, they can get on their feet and get a job afterwards
But-
in case they're not, I don't want to say smart enough, but in case they're not
Well, they haven't
stable
taken,
enough.
But these
they haven't
guys-
taken away from school
a
for a
lot
while.
of the people that get scholarships to go to schools to play sports
It's not
do not
academia-based.
come from a stable family, a stable community, and they end up going straight back to where they came from after college because they just went to college to play basketball and they just got a degree that doesn't mean anything and they can't pay to go get their master's degree and they can't pay to go get their PhD and they just end up in a circle where they just keep getting in trouble.
So
And
what about people with like a soccer scholarship or same thing? Like
same thing.
or like a s-
It's hard to understand at first, but when you look at the amount of money that these college programs make off of these players, it's absurd. And I had a stat, but because we had to take a short break, I lost the Wi-Fi, and I don't really feel like pulling it back up. But the NCAA tournament makes somewhere upwards of $1 billion in 1 month. The NCAA's reasoning for not paying college athletes is because they're students first, athletes second. I don't understand that when you say they're students first and athletes second. These people are missing an entire month of school to go play in a tournament to make the college money and to make the programs, the networks money, and they're not seeing any of it.
but they're like
All right, see, this is a simple solution for me. In my mind, this seems like a simple solution. You say, look, we can't give you a weekly wage, we can't give you a wage, but we'll put all of your merchandise in school stores. And if anybody buys it, you get the profits. Someone buys Pyro's jersey because he's on the soccer team, Pyro gets the profits. Pyro gets $100 because someone bought his jersey.
But if I'm going to school for free, I don't need that money.
Maybe you do. Maybe you do. There's stories. Arian Foster. His coach gave him tacos. His tacos for dinner because him and a bunch of his roommates couldn't afford dinner that night. His coach gave him tacos. His coach got banned from the NCAA for a couple games because he fed them. Things like this.
And their meal card?
They run out of money quick. Sometimes your parents can't pay for the meal card.
no, don't they get like
So
automatic
it's
money
not
on their meal
it's not
card?
included in the scholarship sometimes. Before 2000, what was it? 2013, 2014 when Shabazz and Napier made a big deal about it. College athletes had to pay for all of their food basically.
Well, I'm saying that if we're going to push for them to get paid real money, like them getting paid a paycheck, why don't we just give them the funding that they need for their scholarships so we don't end up giving them real cash and they don't end up making real money? Because this is a business that is not really up to the players to decide what goes on in it. Because if they're going to get paid, they're going to have to make a college basketball players union. And we don't need it. They don't need a union.
There's been steps made for that already.
It just doesn't.
Football
it doesn't
player
add up.
at
These guys-
Northeastern University football players tried to make a union. I forget.
We
exactly
don't
how
need
it went, but-
unionized. I just don't think that the system works. And if the day comes that college basketball players do start getting paid, it's not going to end up being a long-term thing just because it's such
Look,
a
I don't think it's
short-term
gonna
deal.
happen. I don't think it's gonna happen.
There's too much behind this to
But I
fully
think-
support this idea.
But I think that there should be more opportunities for players to showcase their talents other than in college, where they can get paid and showcase their talents, as opposed to going to a college for 2 years just to play football
And these guys got to be
or
smart.
just to play basketball.
If you're gonna get a
and then
full
go to
ride
the
to go
NBA
play
and then-
basketball at Kentucky, you should at least have a 3.0 coming out of high school.
But that's not the case
And
all the time. And you see it, UNC, the academics scandal.
a lot of these guys aren't paying.
Half the football team was just going to this one little building
and
on campus,
things
and
are starting to
teachers
change
were
now.
just doing their homework for them.
Things are starting to change now. These guys are going to have to start putting their own work effort in, just because the SATs are getting a little stricter. You got to have a picture ID with you when you come in to take the SAT. There's a lot going. It's just not the same world.
I mean, yeah, you're bringing up something like the Derrick Rose situation where Derrick Rose paid someone to allegedly paid someone
stuff like
to
that's
take the
not
SAT
gonna fly
for him.
anymore. These guys have to take their own responsibilities, but I don't think that they need to get paid to play basketball or play baseball or golf.
Maybe this is maybe the solution isn't to pay these athletes.
I think
while
that
they're at
adding
college.
to their scholarship
I think
is a more reasonable way to go at this.
I think what professional leagues and associations like the NFL and the NBA need to do is allow them to come straight out of high school and make money straight out of high school.
Well, that you can do what what's his name did, Moutier.
Exactly. I love
to
what
China.
Moutier did. I love what Moutier
If you
did.
need the money that bad, go overseas. That's
He's-
not a problem.
He went overseas and now he's getting his degree.
If you're good enough to
He's
go
playing in the
overseas and
NBA,
make
he's
money,
getting a degree
do
at night.
that. But you don't need to make the case that Division I should start paying them. It's not up to the NCAA to pay these guys. If you can go overseas and get paid to play basketball, go ahead and do that. You don't got to stay here for it. No one's forcing you to go to University of Kentucky for a year or to Alabama or UCLA.
No one's forcing you. But what
You
if
don't have to go that route, because if you're very confident in your skills about getting paid at 18, 19 to play, why don't you actually go into a league and see if they'll pay you for it?
What about football
If you're
players?
not good enough, well, the football, that's completely different. Football players, these guys go to college for 3 to 4 years, but they still shouldn't be getting paid, because football, first of all, is one of the most dangerous sports that any man can play.
Exactly.
Today. You don't need to get paid for that, but you could adding to their scholarship would mean adding proper healthcare funds. There's a really good athletics department here who takes care of every single player when they get hurt.
There are
So
multiple
why
horror
not
stories.
keep funding that and add more money so that if somebody gets hurt, you can give them the aid that they need.
There are multiple horror stories
I got
of people
something.
getting concussions and not being allowed to play for their college teams anymore.
Well,
College teams
concussions
College
in
teams drop
football
'em.
is a completely different argument.
College teams drop them. Now they have to pay their own medical bills.
What would you
They don't have a
say-
degree anymore.
There should
They
be
didn't
a
graduate. They
clause in
played
the
2
contract
years.
somewhere there.
Can I talk?
Go ahead, Kayla.
What would you say for a sport such as, once again, this is a very dangerous sport with a lot of injuries every year, all the time, and once again, like, you usually start the sport off as a very small child, and there's not a lot of opportunities like the NFL or the NBA for this sport. Gymnastics. I think that if we were to start paying athletes, I think that if
Yes.
schools a gymnastics team, they
Like
should
I
definitely be
mentioned,
paid.
the problem is you can't just say only the revenue-making players should be getting paid.
Yeah, because
Everyone, if you have a
And that-
Title IX situation where
Equality is the thing.
yes,
You can't just pay the men's teams and say,
No,
well, the
there are
girls
also
teams are
men's
going
which is
gymnasts.
why
They're
I brought
men's
up
gymnast
my
teams, guys.
solution.
I mean men and women.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
isn't it.
yeah.
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 Which is why I brought up my solution. Which obviously there are flaws in every solution that you could possibly give to this.
Feel the burn.
You're the worst, Pyro. You sell their jerseys in the school store. People will buy them. That's a fact.
You're gonna sell
People
these
will buy.
ones?
I mean,
I know. I'm teasing.
I don't see that.
I see it happening.
Oh,
I
I would,
don't.
if they sold our
If they
our
sold an
teams
AJ
that-
English jersey,
yeah, I definitely
would you not have one?
I would not.
That's a lie.
I
and you know
definitely
it.
would. I definitely.
I would have
I
an
know-
Isaiah Williams jersey.
I was gonna
I
say
know
I'd be more like
multiple
a
people.
Roundtree person myself, but
People would have bought
and a
a
Joy
nacho jersey when he
Adams.
played soccer here.
Oh,
people would have
people
bought a nacho jersey and money could have gone straight to him.
And now he's not on a team.
Well, still, it's a situation like that.
Now you're just being picky,
Yeah.
Anthony.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's all the time we've got today on Tuesday Talk.
It's
Good thing we solved nothing.
We
So-
solved absolutely nothing
I'll
with
be
that
back here
argument.
next week. We will continue this.
We'll continue the argument.
No, we're having new topics next week.
Can we talk about IPAs?
No,
No.
21.
you are. I'm not.
Less than a month, I will be.
Have a good week, everybody.
Yeah.
Follow WICR
Go
on
Gills!
social
It's
media.
spring break.
Follow Piero's Power Play on Twitter and Facebook, or are you just on Twitter?
I'm just on Twitter, and I'm working on a blog. You know,
And blog? What's the name of the blog, Pyro?
it's antpayero.wordpress.com.
I have a
Follow-
blog. Why didn't we ever talk about
Follow
my blog?
Kayla on her blog. What's your blog, Kayla?
I have a movie blog. It's flicksonfleek.wordpress.com.
I have a blog too, but it's I don't remember the name of it, so we're not going to mention it.
You're something like,
So is
like
it-
the
is it-
nerdy
is there
sports
even a
Oh,
guy.
blog?
it's a nerdy sports blog.
Yes.
At whatever theirs was.
WordPress.com.
WordPress.com.
At wordpress.com. This is Tuesday Talk with Mike and Kayla. Thank you, special guest Anthony Pyro.
Thank you, Anthony.
Have a good weekend, everybody.
Bye,
Feel the burn.
guys. Shut up.